Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. It's just gone 8:45 a.m. and we're now going to be talking with Tahira Salucci. She is the PR person at Ashraful Aid International Humanitarian Organization about a very, very important seminar that's going to be taking place next week. And more importantly, it's targeted at women only. Assalamu alaikum to you, Tahira. Welcome to the program. Nice to be talking with you again.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Good to Jazakallah for having me back on.
Okay, I think this is awesome. It's an estate and financial planning seminar. How did this come about, and how do you believe this will serve the women in our community?
So, alhamdulillah, the idea for this was born a few years ago. We initially, especially post-COVID, during COVID, when what had come up, and a lot of my colleagues had dealt with, myself as well, where we had
Okay,
a woman.
you're breaking up, Tahira. You're breaking up. Can you just move around a little bit, please, so that we can
Yeah.
get you on a clearer line?
No, that's fine. Let's see. Is this better now? Can you hear me better
Yeah,
now?
it's a little. Yeah, it is. It is better. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. So what had happened is that a lot of my colleagues had dealt with and as well as the attorneys have been faced with women who, having lost or been through a very difficult thing of, first of all, just losing their spouses, and then not having any idea of what happens next with regard to finances, what are the legal aspects of it, what are the Sharia aspects of it. And all in all, it sort of brought to light the very extreme lack of information and understanding among women with regards to these type of things. And that's where sort of the idea was born. We have, alhamdulillah, hosted two very successful ones in the KZN region and had demands for this publication here in Johannesburg. So, alhamdulillah, this will be the first.
Okay, so talk to us about how it was put together and who the people are. Obviously, we need to know who's going to do the presentation, the speakers. What do you believe they're going to be bringing to the seminar?
Yes, so we have very dynamic speakers. So for the Islamic perspective, I will be giving you the information of what is the role of wealth in Islam, starting from, the bare roots. That's first of all, what's the role of wealth in Islam? What does Sharia say about have a wealth or having lots of it and all of those things? Then we go into, we have Shumshad Begum Sayed, very well-known personality as well. She is the spokesperson or the CEO for the South African National Women's Forum. She will be speaking about how a woman is empowered through the Islamic world, and then not withstanding or not forgetting our fellow brothers and sisters in Gaza. She will be touching a little bit with her, speaking about her context that she has there. Then we also have Sister Rizwana Mohammed, who is a financial advisor from the Private Wealth Solutions Group. She will be speaking about how do you find your way to financial freedom. If you have a legacy, how do you protect it? If you don't have one, how do you start building a legacy? Then we have Attorney Farhana Ismail, who is a sole practitioner of our own firm, and she will be speaking to us about, it's something so common nowadays. Everyone is like, okay, we've got the Islamic Jamiat wealth, and that's what we find. In fact, people who have that already want to hear. There are people who don't even have that. But what she will be doing is, yes, we as Muslims, we particularly want our estate or whatever it is that we have to be distributed according to Sharia. And how does that correlate? How do we make it adhere or comply with the South African law so that one day when you are not here, wishes are carried out and everything is done according to Sharia. She'll be explaining to us that within the framework of South African law and how to administer an estate, compliance to Sharia world as well.
Sounds absolutely interesting. As a matter of fact, I have heard Farhana Ismail talk about a very similar thing in the area where I live in, and I must say it was quite an eye opener. So, when and where is this happening, and how does one, apply to attend?
So 100%, it's very, very simple actually. Alhamdulillah, it's happening next week, Wednesday, which is the 29th of November. It's scheduled to start at 9:30 a.m. at the Wanderers Cricket Stadium in the Long Road. The
Hmm.
event is completely free of charge, And the only thing required is that we would like all the participants to please pre-register. The pre-registration can be done via a form which can be found on our social media, which is at Ashful Aid. Alternatively, listeners can WhatsApp or call 060-755-0993, and we will then give them the link to the form. As long as they're pre-registered, then they should be welcome to come along on the 29th of November, 9:30 a.m. But please note also that there are limited seats available, so we encourage everyone to please pre-register so that we know how many we have.
Okay, Tahira, your line is very, very bad. We've tried to do some magic on our side, but it ain't working. So I don't know if you want to move around a little because you're sharing such important information and we're losing half of the
Yes.
information. It probably
Oh
has to
no.
do with load. It must, it has to do with load shedding. I understand that we've moved into stage 4 again, which we
Yes.
weren't
Yes.
expecting, but be that as it may. When you say limited seats available, approximately how many women are you hoping to accommodate on the morning?
We could accommodate between 120. If we pushed for space, we could go up a little bit more than that. But that's why we're looking at our pre-registrations as a guideline towards that, as to how many women are interested, how many women would be pre-registering, and then we can adjust from there, inshallah. But it is very limited spaces.
All right. How long is the seminar going to last? Start time, end times, etc.
So 9:30 a.m. would be the start, and aiming to complete inshallah by 12:30 p.m. So you in time for your school rounds, whatever it is that you need after that.
Anything else we need to know regarding this amazing seminar? Just correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this the second time this seminar is running at the same venue, or was it postponed?
No. This is the first time this seminar is running from Ashful Aid in this venue. We have had one or two actually in KZN. So we've had it
Oh,
at the King's Mead Stadium, but we've not had it in Gauteng now.
okay. Let's talk about Ashraful Aid's role in promoting a seminar of this nature.
Okay, so Ashful Aid, alhamdulillah, one of our key profiles is empowerment and social development. And when we look at empowerment, social development, one of the key groups of people within that would be women. So women and children, two of the very big groups that Ashful Aid aims to go with empowerment and social development. If you look into Ashful Aid's profile, we currently also run the Ulwazi Skills Center, which is again aimed at educating women, giving them courses in with cooking, sewing, computers, so that they can become empowered to be able to then, many of them come from single households and they can then earn. So this would fall under our community and women empowerment and social development program profile.
And this seminar is actually free. There's no registration fees, or people won't be expected to make a donation once. I mean, if they want to, obviously, with the greatest of pleasure, they could donate to Ashraful Aid, but there are no such expectations.
No, there's no fee, there's no charge to it. The entire seminar is completely free of charge. We have been obviously, as mentioned, we are in collaboration with the South African National Women's Forum, as well as the Private Wealth Solutions Group. The dynamic organizations have come together to put forward a service to the community to fill a gap that has been noticed and a gap that we can fulfill, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, I have no doubt in my mind that it will be very well attended. Do you have similar initiatives going forward? And I do know that we've come towards the end of the year and everybody is in wind down mode. People just don't want to, be overloaded with information. People just want a break. They want to recharge, to embrace the new year. But people like, organizations like yourself can't do that because you're so busy forward planning on all of your projects and initiatives. So undoubtedly, you've got lots of things planned for possibly kicking off the new year with a bang.
Yes. So inshallah, I do understand what you say about winding down and taking a break. However, what better time to learn about the most wise way to use your finances when it's close to the holidays, and we all tend to become a little bit not so irresponsible at that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm.
So in any case, yes, Alhamdulillah, it has been planned for this time where we managed to get our sponsors together, and this is when we've had it. Based on the response and the demand, inshallah, we could always replicate it again, seeing if there is demand for that. And yes, as you mentioned, our schedule, humanitarian aid organizations don't tend to have any off times or off days. We tend to be quite busy throughout the year.
Absolutely, absolutely. And apart from estate planning and financial planning, I'm sure you have thinking around other ideas where you could further empower and uplift women in our community. Do you have any of those that you'd like to share with us, or are you guys still busy working on it for now?
No, so we are busy working on it now, but our continuous projects that are continuous are always happening. Like I mentioned, obviously the Wadi Skill Center, and then when it comes to women, it's always young girls as well. We have continuous support with that, with regards to our, whether it's our female hygiene pass or just our hygiene pass and our feeding at schools. Our our support with regards to education and development, and which is very much education being a part of social development, is ongoing throughout the year.
Alhamdulillah. Alima Tahira Soluji, always a pleasure talking with you. Obviously, you are the PR rep at Ashraful Aid, and I have no doubt that this seminar is going to be totally booked out, and we look forward to some amazing upliftment and informative seminars in the new year, inshallah, which I will surely make a point of attending. So you go well, keep us in your du'as, and salamu alaikum to you. We do apologize for that line, but once again, the network problems are due to the fact that South Africa is now being pushed into stage 4 of load shedding. It is 8:58 a.m. News and views on Salam Media. Our correspondent is standing by with the bulletin of the morning. Inshallah, thereafter, we are going to be talking with Alison Lazarus, member of the South African Women in Dialogue, Peace Commission, feminist peace building practitioner, and of course, the South African Women in Dialogue is known as SAWID. They are calling for a ceasefire now. She'll explain to us what that protest action is going to look like. And then Richard Mamabolo, Police and Prison Civil Rights Union Pop Crew spokesperson. And they're going to talk about prisoners threatening to go on a hunger strike. And I think that is because they want access to laptops. And we will wrap up by talking with my colleague, Inayat Wadi, regarding the wrapping up of the Dr. Mads Gilbert tour here in South Africa.